So we talked about weird interactions with car people. Then we talked about cool interactions with car people, cool car people. Now let's talk about people who aren't car people but do really terrible things with their cars. So on this week's segment,
some of my favorite
I stole
people.
this from somewhere. This grouping of photos is called, quote, Altimas in places they don't belong.
I love that.
So this is just a compilation of photos. We don't have to go through all of them. There's 52 of them. But it's an interesting trend of Nissan Altima drivers not doing great things with their cars. So let's proceed. So this one,
as a former Nissan Altima driver,
that's right. I
2
forgot.
years ago.
I forgot.
2 years ago,
that.
3 years ago maybe.
Yeah,
I had one.
That's right.
We're
I forgot
reckless.
about that.
Welcome to Third Pedal Podcast. I'm Zach,
and I'm Jacob.
Welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us.
How's your week going, man?
It's good. It's good.
I heard you had a couple weird car experiences with fellow automotive enthusiasts. I thought you maybe want to share with us.
Help me out, guys. Okay, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but here's the thing: I talk to people for a living, like not this, but like my day job. So, you're out, you see a cool car right in a parking lot or something like that, and you're like I'm gonna go chat to that guy. Maybe that's my problem. Can I chat to you real quick? I'm gonna go talk to that dude. This is a cool car. Like, I have an unreasonable wealth of knowledge about it, maybe more than they do. But
probably about their car too.
Yeah, right. That was the maybe not for both of these instances, but at least one of them. So, anyways, there was we're in the Midwest. I think we mentioned a few times.
Yeah. There's
a really cool car show. We unfortunately did not get to be a part of over the weekend, but it's all Euro cars. It's a cool setup. So something we'll definitely want to try and be a part of next year. But anyways, I was in the area that the car show's at. So I'm at this gas station and I'm just in my Volkswagen. We're doing a family trip. So I'm not that car's not cool, but like on the level of cool that I want to run into somebody with, my S3 is the one I want to run into somebody with.
It always happens in those cars too, where you're just like, oh, my cool car's at home.
Yeah, and it's always like that. You're like, oh, I have a cool car back in the garage, and like, oh, cool, yeah. It's almost like the fight of like, my dad's stronger,
I caught this big of a fish.
Yeah, it's the fish that got away thing, but for cars.
Yeah,
it's like the old timers like, I used to run sevens in my stock Camaro. I kind of crapped on Corvettes last week, so let's try not to say Corvette.
Still Chevy though.
I know, still Chevy. Say goodbye to that Chevy sponsorship. All right. So anyways, so I stopped at this gas station, and there was a B5 S4. I could say what they are. If you're listening, just this is who I am. Better. Talk to me next time. I really liked your car. B5 S4. It looked like it was set up really well. Had the front mount intercoolers, double intercoolers. For those who don't know, you should. It's a twin turbo V6 all-wheel drive 6-speed manual. It's an amazing setup in a fairly light 90s sedan. Yeah. 90 to 98 to 2001, I think they did that.
Yep.
So anyways, that car's there, well set up on the outside, a little, beat up or whatever, but I'm like, that's perfect. That's like exactly what mine looked like. And then right next to it was a Mark 1 Golf GTI. I think they made GTIs in the Mark 1, right?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I'm not going to lie. I was not looking at that one very much. It's definitely the rarer car and was probably cleaner and everything, but like the S4 was sweet. So anyways, I walked up, I'm like, man, these cars are awesome. Like, oh, thanks, man. And I was like, I forget what some small talk about the cars. I was like, you guys going to that car show? They're like, yeah, we're going there. I was like, that's awesome. And then, I'm seeing all these mods on this car. There's like carbon fiber pieces, like carbon fiber in the headlights, like headlight casing and stuff, like some really cool stuff. So I was talking to them a little bit about it. I mean, the B5 is like a huge influence of why I bought the S3 because it's almost inch for inch the same size car.
Still crazy to me.
It handles very like balanced very similarly, all of that stuff. So I kind of started like bouncing that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I got an S3. Like that, like this car is cool. This is like the B5 is one of the reasons I bought that thing.
Okay,
and then, like I wanted to start asking them about, the mods and things like that. And they were just kind of standing there, kind of like looking at each other and they're like, cool, man. Cool. I was just like, all right, I guess I'll go now. What are we doing? They're just like, cool, dude. All right.
I'm like, so disappointing.
They're just like, okay, boomer. Like,
like, that stinks.
Yeah.
That really
so it was like, I wanted to talk about it, but I don't know.
I almost feel like a lot of that with that. Like I've had that before too, where it's almost like the people, like the perception would be easy to be like, oh, these guys, they don't even want to talk about cars. But it's almost like they assume the person coming at them is like, has got some complex. It's like everybody's run into it. Like the couple toxic car people, I'd say, but for the most part, it's people like us, people like the people listening,
For sure.
who are just like really into it. But for whatever reason, there's like those few bad apples that usually drive Mustangs, that like paint a really bad picture. I'm not gonna copy a Mustang.
I heard it now.
Okay, good. It's like there's a few people who paint a bad picture for it, so that everyone else is like kind of guarded and weird about it. Like I don't know what this interaction's about to be like, but you wish there was like a hand signal or something you could do. Like everybody's got a tattoo, they like lift their sleeve, they're like, oh, you're good. But anyway, sorry.
I'm a friendly.
Yeah, because I had the
friendly
coolest
symbol. This is the friendly symbol. You guys are wearing one of these.
thirdpedalpodcast.com.
Shameless plug. If you wear one of these, you see another guy wearing one of these. If that person is not cool to you and doesn't want to talk about their car, send us their address and we'll go and retrieve our clothing. No,
wow, straight to whatever that is. There's a word for doing that. Because I can't think of the word for it. I had a really cool experience with a dude with an RX-7 the other day. I was in my Jeep and I pulled up to I went to that gas station only because he was there. I was looking for charcoal and I struck out at 2 other gas stations, so I knew full well it wasn't going to be there. But I pulled in and I got out and pretended like I didn't see him till I came out afterwards. I like walked in, just did my thing, just like, and then I came out and I was like, oh, hey, man. Nice RX-7. But dude, he stood and talked to me for a long time. It was really cool. And he said he goes to like this, told me about a Cars and Coffee around here that I'm going to try to hit this weekend. But anyway.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. But kind of disappointing. But anyway, so this is the PSA for everybody. Forgot the letters that are in that word. PSA for everybody is if you see other car people at a gas station, it doesn't matter what make they drive, it doesn't matter whatever. Like compliment somebody's Jeep if you're driving in a whatever. If you're driving in a car, compliment someone's Jeep, vice versa. Like everybody, I don't know. Acknowledge everybody else's builds. Everybody should be building the community. I just saw a video about this too, about people being frustrated about things like this. And it's like just everybody's into it because they like turning a wrench, and everybody has 13 millimeter and half inch stuff. Like be fine. Be like 13 millimeter and half inch, interchangeable.
Yeah. Hey, be cool. We cool. Need a shirt. It's like, be cool. I'm a friendly. Cool. I have, now that you said that, of
stay calm and tell me about your car. That's what the shirt will say.
Available at thirdpedalpodcast.com. Hopefully by the time this comes out. No, not yet. Okay.
Maybe we'll see.
That. When you said whatever, the Mustang drivers, whoever it is, are like, oh, my car's so much faster. Yeah. That gave me a flashback to one of the times, this was like last fall, maybe. I was filling up my car at a gas station. This guy with this whatever. It was like a really beat up truck. Yeah. And that's fine. I owned a beat up truck till very recently. So no judgment at all. But I'm filling up my car and he's like, no, nice car, man. I was like, oh, thanks. And we're talking a little bit about it and horsepower numbers and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, what was this car that he said would absolutely destroy it? Pontiac Grand Am GT. Yes. I got a Pontiac Grand Am GT, one of the V6 ones. That thing is faster than anything. It absolutely beat the wheels off that. I was like, I bet it would. I bet it would. And maybe it would. You never know.
Never know.
But it's a weird way to start a conversation with somebody.
It is a weird way. Dude, I love stuff like that. I had one time I had the Porsche at a gas station and this dude was riding his bike by. It was like a BMX bike and he was riding it by and he circled the gas station like behind it and then came back out around and went around again. And I was like just enough situationally where I was like, what's happening here right now? Mm-hmm, and then he like came around. I was on the end pump. He comes around the other pumps and then like circles back around. He's like, hey, nice car. It's like, thanks, man.
That's
and then
awesome.
he just wanted to talk. He drove, I think, a Focus ST or something. And so we sat down and talked for a little while, but it was super funny. It was just like, I'm like, just come over and talk to me, dude. Like, it's not, I don't know.
You got to like circle weird. And like judge. All right, how's this interaction going to be? Like, are they looking at me weird? And
well, it's like you do the sticker check and like the mod check. You're like, all right, what are we working with here? And then you kind of go in, but anyway, I thought it was funny. So speaking of cool car people,
got to check if it's up badged or D badged.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You see an M badged like lower BMW, you're like, forget it.
Nah.
But anyway, speaking of really cool car interactions and cool car people, we've got some more messages this week, which is super neat. One, because of the content of this first one that I want to go over with you, but two, like this is rad. Like we've always been saying, we just want to make a virtual car crew. So the fact that you guys are like shooting us messages, like sending in make it or break it clips, which we will have another make it or break it coming up next week. But like sending stuff like that in, sending info, it's just been really rad. So please keep sending messages to us, tag us in videos, everything. We love seeing it. It's great. But this first one,
the people who like I want to run into out in public are like you guys. Like
they're in our DMs.
You guys, yeah, literally. You guys are like sending us stuff. We love that. Like, don't be ever like embarrassed.
No,
or like, oh, I don't think my car is good enough. Like, send them. We love to see them. We love to talk about them. Even if we don't get back to it right away, we were just talking about that, like how to get our notifications set up properly before we started or before we hopped on here.
So usually one of us will nab it to clear our notifications, and then we don't see it until like we're getting ready to do an episode. But this is kind of perfect storm. We happen to see him today. But the first one here from Levi, I just wanted to run over it quick. It was very, very cool and inspiring. And also I need to know his wheel specs. So DM us back, please. But anyway, so I'll read through the message pretty much. So he says, since he was 9, he wanted to start saving up for a car. When he was 13, he won an auction for a 2006 Subaru Impreza wagon. Nice choice.
So awesome.
The GD platform.
So awesome.
He got it and he's been building it up since then. Now he's 15. And he just got new wheels for it. He also has an X-Force catback exhaust, HSD coilovers, high flow air filter, brakes, and he also did the timing kit on it, which like, wow dude, way to bury the lead. And then he did a thing in here too. That's
not a simple job either.
I just did it. It's very complicated. That's like that's one a lot of people are not willing to do. So that's huge. And you did it as a 15-year-old, which is phenomenal, man. And I like to, he put in here, I did get an oil change at a mechanic once because I didn't have the tools. Anyway, here's a few pictures, which like we've all had to get oil changed places before. There's no shame in that at all.
I have to confess.
Yeah.
It's like pay for an oil change.
Like, we're not going to go look for your receipts, dude. You're fine. Yeah. But it's super cool.
Oh,
but
you didn't do the oil changes all yourself? Well, we're not going to feature the car.
That erased the whole timing belt kit thing.
Yeah, right.
But dude, it's phenomenal. But dude, also, man, Levi, your car looks amazing. So I mean, it's this beautiful,
I
like,
love how this is set up.
Gold mustardy kind of color wagon. Super clean. Doesn't look like it has any rust.
I've seen that color on,
I haven't either.
On a WRX. Is this a WRX or STI?
Neither. I believe it's just an Impreza.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but I mean, still same exact platform as all that. So, dude, get a EJ25 engine swap going, and then you're there.
There you go.
But this thing, it's super, super clean. I mean, I wish mine was as clean as this. And this wheel setup looks phenomenal. It looks like XXRs. I'm not 100% certain, but anyway, so super cool. Very cool that you did all of this before you can even drive the thing. You're probably learning how to drive on the thing, which is awesome. So we'd love to see some more pictures. Show us the interior. Maybe let us know your plans for the car. We'd love to talk about it more in here. But anyway, thank you for sharing that in, Levi.
Means by he won an auction. Like that like initially when you said that, I thought raffle.
Yeah.
Like, but I think
I think he means like either an auto auction at like a salvage yard or like an eBay kind of a thing. Could be one of those.
Oh,
but
sure.
That's kind of what I pictured. But anyway, so super cool. And then we got an update from awesome, Real Human, which I should find your real name, dude. You should message us. First name at least. But it was an update on the PT Cruiser thing we talked about last week. So he said regarding that comment, when he was at trade school, his professor worked at Chrysler before teaching, and he told us it was classified as a pickup. And then he sends us a screenshot from Google to prove it. And it does say it's a front-wheel drive 5-passenger vehicle classified as a truck in the U.S. by the NHTSA for CAFE fuel economy calculations. But it's a car by most other metrics. So it's legit. It checks out. I mean, it checks out. Again, we took a screenshot from Google from this guy. I fully believe him.
I love seeing like businesses doing loopholes like that.
It's so funny.
Like we just think of it like, why would they make that car? Like it's kind of, I mean, some people really like it. That's cool, but like, why would they make that car? And then now you find out like back end, they're like, we want to make the Ram TRX. What do we do? I know it's a different time and everything, but like,
no, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's like we really want to put the SRT10. What can we do? Well, let's just make a car taller and call it a truck. Done.
Done, right? That's so funny.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
Thank you guys for sending messages in. Please continue to do so. You can find us all social media, The Third Pedal or Instagram, The Third Pedal Podcast. Everything else is just Third Pedal Podcast. But if you search for the words Third Pedal Podcast, you'll find us for sure.
We'll come up.
We'll be in there. But anyway, thank you so much for sharing them.
If you hop on, I was looking for my phone. It's recording. If you hop on, I think TikTok, we have everything linked, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, go to thirdpedalpodcast.com. That's going to be your hub for everything.
There it is.
You can email us directly from there too. But
There it is.
thirdpedalpodcast.com. We should start saying that. We should stop
That's the best
giving
place to find us.
glamorous-
Yeah, all our links are on there. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
We
our
literally
links,
have
our
everything
shirts,
on there.
everything.
You can just listen to the podcast on there if you don't have whatever
Right.
platform you usually. If say you're traveling, right, and you're like, I gotta catch next week's episode. Which,
Mhm.
by the way, if that's you, thank you.
Mhm.
You can go to thirdpedalpodcast.com on anything. What I love
Yep.
to do is anytime I'm traveling, Airbnbs, hotels, if they got a smart TV with YouTube, I'll pop on there, thirdpedalpodcast.com or
Boom.
Third Pedal Podcast on YouTube and watch a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
So, especially do it.
Another thing too is you can get 10% off of our shirts using the code Crew10 because I keep forgetting to
Is that
delete it.
still
So you
live?
might as well use it. I really should delete it. Every time I
It's
go
gonna be
to,
like
I see people using it and I'm like, well, I'd rather they have a shirt than me have $2
For
or whatever.
sure.
So
for sure.
it is what it is. I'll leave it on there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
Crew10,
well, I'll leave
just
it
use
up for
that
now.
coupon code 10% off. I have one more. I have a kind of goofy thing to start us off, and then we've got some cool
Okay,
stuff that
let's
we
go.
wanted to talk about. So we talked about weird interactions with car people. Then we talked
Yep.
about cool interactions with car people, cool car people. Now let's talk about people who aren't car people but do really terrible things with their cars. So on this
Yes.
week's segment,
Some of my
I
favorite
stole
people.
this from somewhere. This grouping of photos is called, quote, Altimas in places they don't belong.
I love that.
So this is just a compilation of photos. We don't have to go through all of them. There's 52 of them. But it's an interesting trend of Nissan Altima drivers not doing great things with their cars. So let's proceed. So this
Hey,
one,
As a
Go ahead.
former Nissan Altima driver,
that's right. I
2
forgot.
years ago,
I forgot
2 years
about
ago,
that.
3 years ago maybe,
Yeah,
I had one.
that's right. I
We're
forgot about that.
reckless. I don't know what it is.
It's the
Like-
CVT and the 2.5 liter engine.
It doesn't drive that well. Like they're not very well built cars in my opinion, as far as like drivability. They're great. Like I did take like, I don't know. I drove it like 12 hours straight one time.
Oh my
to
gosh.
Minneapolis and all over the place. So
Yeah,
reliable, does pretty well. That was also a junkyard car that I bought.
yeah.
So anyways, we're reckless. So this does
Yeah.
not surprise me.
So here we go. Here's the collection. So I'll just go through. We can make commentary on some of them as we desire.
What?
So-
Okay, I need to
There
be
you
closer
go.
to my screen here.
Yeah. That one's super wrecked.
Just
For those
generally
listening,
up on things.
yeah, I should narrate these for those listening. So it's
Yeah.
been accidents so far. This guy here, he drove through a wall and he's in a
In a
public
swimming
pool with
pool.
his Altima. This guy drove off of a ledge and collapsed a fence, and his car's vertical in the air.
Yikes.
This Altima,
More
standard
snow.
issue, stuck in snow.
That's
Um,
not that uncommon.
Yeah, this one, it's stuck in snow, but there's no snow that would have made it get stuck over there. So I don't know how
That's
he did
so
that.
weird. It's like stuck in a ditch, like
Yeah.
upwards, like its back wheels up in the air.
More snow,
Yeah.
but
Is that up on a
considerably
hill?
far into the snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a ravine-ish kind of a thing. It looks pretty wrecked. What do we got here? Just parked
Just-
nowhere where it should
Just
be.
parked in the non.
He's like, I thought that was the Altima parking spot. More snow.
snow?
Oh, wrecked the front end though.
yeah.
Wrecked the front end. No snow. Snow. There's a great one coming up that I'm waiting
Whoa.
for. Missing most of the car. This one's stuck
That's
on the
like
side of
not,
the road without a
not
hood
where
and
it
stuff.
belongs. It's just like doesn't have a hood bumper
It's like
or
they
like
gave up. It's like they broke and they're like, I don't know. The hood was kind of expensive. Just took it.
yeah.
This one smoked a stop sign, which is kind of
Ouch.
funny. This one I think has a video from the recovery, but
Okay.
I don't want to watch it because it'll go
Crashed
too
in the
long.
recovery, yeah.
This guy's stuck on a median. This guy's missing a door panel, which is
Whoa.
interesting.
How do you get? Wait.
Yeah.
How do you lose just
ripped
the
the
exterior door panel?
Because there's skins. It's just a skin on the outside of it. So it probably just ripped
That's
that off.
so
but
wild looking.
it's impressive. Yeah, it's super weird looking.
It's like
it kind of makes me.
skeletonized.
It makes me want to do like plexiglass door skins on a car. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, right. That would be kind of cool.
Wrecked in snow. Wrecked at Walmart. Wrecked at a tree. Another door
Wrecked in-
skin thing.
No,
That's weird.
what is happening?
Just the back
How are
door
you
skin.
guys doing this?
Wrecked completely. Drove off a ledge.
Just an Altima.
Wrecked. Yeah,
Like,
right. Just an Altima. Parked
where
where
they
you
don't belong.
should.
It's like on the street.
Yeah.
It's just driving.
on the street. I don't know what. A lot of gravel, I think.
Yikes.
Almost
How?
really bad. That's Pikes Peak, I think.
Wow.
Snow. Train tracks.
What?
Parked on a median. Parked on a median. Parked on a rock on a median.
Parked on a rock on a median.
at Quick Trip, but
Wait,
spelled wrong.
hold on. What is this blasphemy? Is this
That's-
like one of those Mandela effects?
No, that's dollar store Quick Trip. No, it's a thing. It's like in other parts of the nation, that's a Quick Trip, and it's no way related to our Quick Trip. It's very weird to me.
Quick Trip is with a K, and that's final.
Yeah, it's with K and a W, and I will hear
go to.
no other.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's-
a couple more. Parked where it shouldn't. 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 And completely
Whoa.
parked forever where it shouldn't.
No parking zone, spray painted on it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
hilarious.
anyway, there's my
That's so funny.
Ultimas parked in places where they shouldn't be, or
I feel
Ultimas
like
in
that
places where they shouldn't be.
Half of those are like should have the audio meme of like, hey, you can't park there. They're like up on the rock in the median.
Yeah, we'll have to cut that in. But anyway,
that's funny.
so there's that. But so that's my thing that I got. But you said you had a riddle or something for me.
Oh, dude. Okay. This thing. All right. You've never heard of this before. All of you on here have never heard about this before. Here's my riddle. What has. Oh, I got to go to my notes.
Nice riddle delivery.
What? Nice what?
That's a nice riddle delivery. What has. Okay, I got to go to my notes.
we got to read it again. All right. What
All right.
has 8 wheels, over 2,000 horsepower, and room for the whole family? I get a guess. Or no?
8 wheels, 2,000 horsepower, room for the family.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you're good. Dude, I don't know.
It's
Okay.
it's a vehicle for the
I have
road.
Picture in my mind, but I don't know what they're called. But what? What is it?
It is no other than the Volkner. Sorry, no other than the Volkner Performance S. Does that give you any hint?
Performance S. No, it sounds like a supercar.
Okay, so the Volkner S is a $2.4 million motorhome,
What?
and it can house your supercar
Okay.
inside of it.
Interesting.
Yes.
What?
So it has 8 wheels and 2,000 horsepower because it's also carrying your Bugatti Chiron.
Okay.
So it's 4 wheels, 500 horsepower is what the actual thing is.
Interesting. Oh, I
it's
gotcha.
literally got-
But 8 wheels because there's something. I gotcha. You
And the
sneaky
Bugatti
person.
Chiron that's the highest horsepower one I could Google real quick, 1,500 horsepower in that bad boy. So that's how it's got that. So
That's clever. Good job.
That's sharp. It's literally, so you got it's like a big old like full size motorhome, right? Like the big rectangles.
Okay.
And then in between, it's like a real long wheelbase. In between that is like the coolest drawer ever. It's this
Here.
hydraulic drawer
I'll
that
share
comes
the
out
screen
the
so you
side.
can talk about it here.
Yeah. So it's got this drawer here, right? You can open up that drawer and pull your car onto it, and then it slides it back in and has it covered.
That's
Like
interesting.
literally under in the middle of your car, or in the middle of I guess the car of the motorhome.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That's bizarre. How much is this thing though?
2.4 million.
Oh, why
Yeah.
is it
So-
that expensive?
I don't know.
That's insane.
Well, here, so there's a few things. I have a few specs for you.
Okay.
Here's what I thought was okay. I'll rearrange my notes. But
No, go through how you were
so-
going to go through it. Sorry, I keep
well, I just
interrupting
thought
you.
like, is this not the coolest way to road trip to a track? Like, imagine, okay, you just trailered your LS Swap Miata, right, to a track day, and you're like, man, I'm excited to get some laps on, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, whatever. Obviously, these two wouldn't be in the same class, but then there's like
Right.
those trucks is like, you're like, why is some guy pulling up in a motorhome? It doesn't look like $2.4 million. First of all, if you look at it,
Right.
sorry Volkner, but you need some more
doesn't.
designy stuff. But so that probably has more to do with like safety standards and regulations for
It
those
looks
vehicles.
like a
but
dog with floppy ears in the
it
front.
does, because it's got the big mirrors hanging up top. You know,
Yeah.
like a public transit bus or something like that. Yeah,
That's funny.
And I don't know if that's what it's based off of or whatever, but anyway, so you're at the track, you're at your track day, and you see this motorhome pull up, and you're like, this guy doesn't even bring maybe he's just a race team or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't even bring a car, and then it's just like like rolls out, and then he just
The 911 GT3 comes out from underneath the thing.
And you're like, what? I just thought that was so insane.
That's
so-
insane.
Obviously, it's extremely expensive. Part of the cost, which I thought this was fairly ridiculous, but I guess if you're like taking, well, you don't take vacations if you drive this kind of thing. You take holidays, right? You take holidays
Yeah.
if you're driving this thing. And it part of the cost is a $355,000 stereo system.
What?
I didn't even know you could spend that much on a
I'm
stereo
sorry.
system.
I thought you just said a stereo system worth far more than my house.
Yes, that is what I said.
What?
Isn't that insane? So it's got power rising storage area for plates and cups. Yeah. Massive shower, full kitchen. It's got induction stove, oven, microwave, refrigerator, dishwasher, even a built-in
Holy
espresso
cow.
machine built right into the kitchen there.
Cam,
Awesome.
you had me at espresso machine. That's
also-
interesting.
They also offer an optional wine cabinet. So you have like a little wine room in your motorhome,
Wow.
which feels a little like
Yeah, it feels
weekend
illegal,
driving.
but that's
There's a
okay.
higher possibility, but that's fine.
Interesting. So I wonder. So you could meet in the middle on your two scenarios and go buy a $40,000 RV and a $10,000 trailer and be in
Right.
at a fraction of the cost. This thing is crazy. I mean, for somebody looking at the cars that they're showing this with, that price wouldn't scare them really. It would just be the price of another home for them. So it's something in that range. But
Right.
that is cool. The flip side cool thing to me is that like there is a market for an RV travel thing with your cool car for like
Right.
like for rich people, for people that do something like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That is, I never would have guessed that though. You're right. I never ever would have guessed the 8-wheel, that 2,000 horsepower thing. It's a good job.
So yeah, it's got a either a Volvo or a Mercedes power plant. They're both around 420 to 450 horsepower.
Okay.
Which I thought was low to pull that big thing.
Yeah,
but
that is kind
it's
of low.
Diesel, obviously.
Yeah, so it must just have a ton of torque.
Yep. So it's
That's
super
interesting.
torquey. But the thing that's cool about it, rather than obviously you could buy a cheap one, you could buy cheaper. I mean, you can still easily spend $250,000 on a nice motorhome,
Right.
like a real high end.
Right.
A real high-end lower model one, which seems like an odd thing to say, and pull it behind a trailer. But the thing that's cool about this is you get climate-controlled, protected storage for your car. So you're spending $3 million on a Bugatti, like you're not going to pull that thing on a trailer.
Right. True.
You know, that's got to go enclosed storage, which you can do enclosed trailer too. But this is, if you're looking at protection as well, unless you have a side impact, that would suck. But front and back ways, you got a whole like 8 feet of vehicle before you can even get to the car that you have housed underneath.
Right.
So there's some protection that way too.
Could you imagine hanging this thing up on train tracks and bending it in the middle?
Oh, dude. No. You're imagine this. You're driving, right?
Okay.
You're just in town, whatever, you got off work. Maybe it was a rough day. Maybe it was a rough Friday.
Are you wait? Are you driving your giant motorhome when you're
No. You don't have a rough Friday when you're driving $5 million worth of vehicle.
It's true.
This is you. This is us.
This is me driving. I'm in my WRX.
Okay,
I had a rough day.
So Jake, let me pitch this to you. So you're in your WRX, a little rough Friday, but you're happy it's the weekend, right? You're going home, you're banging through some gears, you got a song on. It's awesome. You're going, it's a yellow light, right? I'm going to make it through. And then across comes this guy's like, I'm not waiting for it anymore. I have too much money to wait for red lights. And starts going, and you just bang, hit the side, smash it, break the thing in half. I doubt that would happen with your WRX, but okay, you smash this thing. And then you're looking at it, right?
the door bad, and I'd be like, oh, bummer. I banged up this guy's RV. That's unfortunate.
You hit it right in the middle, right? Cracks in the middle. You put a nice little Subaru hole right in there.
Yep.
And you're like, that sucks, but I'm okay. They're okay. We're good.
Yeah.
And you're going through the whole, getting information and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And it just looks like a regular motorhome, right? From the outside. Right. You don't know. But and then imagine, now, okay, it's Friday evening. You call your insurance and they're like, you hit what? Wait, you hit what?
The claim comes back like over my $500,000 limit on liability coverage. Like, you still owe us $4.5 million.
Yeah. Like, cool. I guess I work for Microsoft now or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Whoever drives this thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. This thing is cool though. This is really cool looking.
Yeah, but pretty cool. Like it's a class of car I had no idea existed.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was I knew RVs. I mean, they get expensive too. My $40,000 thing is low. Like, I mean, there are $500,000 regularly motorhomes. So to have a motorhome above the $2 million mark, it's a little ludicrous, but to have a car hauler like this and eliminate the need for a climate controlled car hauler and eliminate the, the footprint of that too, that does help a lot. But
For
That's
sure,
nuts.
right.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
All right, so
You
we'll
take it all
see.
with you.
They made the expensive version. Now, come on, let's see it companies make cheap versions of this so we can get one.
Let's go Honda.
If we get HPD to sponsor us with the FE1 that we showed last week, and then if we could get Dollar Tree Volkner to create a version of this that we can haul it around in, then we'll be doing great. But
it's like a Sprinter van that has a little door you can shove a moped into.
drive it up top.
Perfect. Budget friendly.
One more thing I wanted to hit, and then we'll call it for this episode. It's going a little bit long, but such is life. So this update thing, let me share my screen here because this got me pretty excited. So for those who do not, maybe either don't have a project car to work on right now, just enjoy cars, or they want to enjoy a little after hours fun with their cars. There's an exciting new announcement out here that I'd like to share with everybody, and I can't find my window to share my screen. Sick. Falling apart. There we go. Okay. So many windows layered here. Okay, so this one, it's a freaking mess.
Hype
So,
alert.
Yeah, this title, Hype Alert, Forza, pronounced sounding with a T, Forza, learned that today. Motorsport
fancy.
is coming in 2023, and here's the gameplay trailer. So the reason this is cool, I guess,
Ooh.
reading through this and looking back on the history, so there's like two different levels or two different versions of Forza, right? You've got Horizon, which is like the free world, do crazy stuff version of it.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
like how far can I jump this car version of it.
exactly. And then you've got like the motorsport side of it, which is like their simulators. It's basically, I think it's supposed to be competition with Gran Turismo. But if that's like trying to be hyper realistic, it's focused on tracks. It's not free driving, stuff like that. So I had like 5, like I think Forza 5. And then they came out with 8 last I saw or something like that. Or I think they came out with 7 and 8 was the one that was coming. But it's been 5 years. They haven't released anything. It's gone cold. They've released a new Horizon. Me either. I kind of figured they were honestly, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I was not as interested in the simulator one because I want to jump Lamborghinis over lighthouses. That's more fun. So
the free driving stuff is like what we love about driving anyways.
Yeah. Right. So that being said, before I had Horizon, I did play, I think it must have been Forza 5. But like I played that a lot. I had a tuned in like R8 that I really liked. I think I had an R8. I forget what my other car was that I really liked on there, but like I got really, really used to it. I could only play from the driver view because it's so realistic. Like I needed the cues of the steering wheel to like get my brain to think about it right. It's a very cool game. Yeah. So they've been waiting, and apparently what they've been doing, they completely redesigned this thing. So I'm going to show you a couple of the pieces of graphic in here. It's
now, is this built with that? So I don't know a ton about video game development or whatever, but
yeah,
I know there's that game engine, Unreal Engine or something like that makes like hyper realistic stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, so the couple things in here that caught my eye. So in one of the videos, they talk about they improved the physics by 48% in the game. So like the physics response of things happening, which is nuts because it was already so far ahead in that. So they did that. They also, I gotta find the name. I'm gonna mess it up. Ray tracing. I don't know if you've ever heard ray tracing before. Apparently it's an algorithm to track light. So it actually simulates light photons and what they're hitting and how they reflect. So like this screen, insane. This is a screen grab. A 4K screen. No. Yeah. This is a screen grab of the game and how it's reflecting the car next to it. So let me play, not their trailer. This is all.
I thought that was an ad or something. Like I thought that was just an ad for wax or whatever.
No, that's how the game looks. Wow. So they updated the physics of it. They updated like impact and accidents and stuff. They applied different physics to like raised surfaces get paint scrapes in different ways than non-raised surfaces. It'll actually affect the dirt pattern on the car now too if it gets in an accident. So all that stuff's super realistic. I'm gonna play. This is like the gameplay demo. There won't be any sound with this. But just to go through some of the appearance, so they have their little keynote. All of this, as a fair warning, like all of this is using actual footage from the game, which is nuts. I guess I could do this. Can you still see this?
Even these guys? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, these guys aren't real.
Like
just like the birds. So this is gameplay. Perfect.
Dude.
It stops loading right then. There we go. So like this is this world in this that they were talking about. So if I skip ahead here,
the water and everything, like the details that should not matter for a game made about driving that are so hyper realistic is crazy.
Like, look at this.
Wow.
So like, I'll be honest, looking at this clip, I was like, yeah, it kind of looks like every clip ever. So then here, oops. Ah. All right.
Good
Hold
luck
on.
finding that later with what it was named.
Yeah, it saves in a folder. I'm good.
Okay.
So this guy here, so like, look at the track as they're trying to illustrate as the sun goes
Wow.
down and as the seasons change. Look at the grass. Look at the flowers.
Dude,
This is game footage. It's insane. The cones
crazy.
are not sitting the same
bent
direction.
cone. Yeah.
I know. So then let me go in. They had some crazy. So they're like illustrating with this track. They're trying to show off like the realisticness of the lighting and the leaves and things like that. I'll be honest. Some of the track stuff didn't impress me that much. And then there's this. So they go over this vehicle and they're starting to talk about like how different materials reflect different ways and how light refracts. So check this out. Look at this. Look at this view of this engine bay. That's all augmented here. So the car obviously looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at the engine bay.
Dude.
And so they were talking about, I guess I didn't even think about this. Engines are difficult with stuff like this because they self-reflect. So they have to reflect it themselves off themselves on different things multiple times.
Wow. Well,
So
you
they
have
were
so many
talking
chrome
about-
pieces and stuff.
Yeah. So they're talking about like the render engine and things like that, which is bizarre to me.
Man.
So then this is where they'll go over an accident. So they show like there's an accident that happens. It goes in slow-mo. Look at this.
Wow.
So that it will compound damage too. So like if you
That's
scrape a
crazy.
scrape, it'll show up differently based on which direction the scrape happened. But yeah, man, it's just nuts. Oh, and then this
It is
part
so
here, we'll keep watching.
amazing
This
that
next
there's
part's crazy.
People that know how to do this stuff.
I know, dude. I can't imagine what goes into it. Yeah, this is the screen grab you thought was an ad. They show it live.
Oh, wow.
Look at the bug stains on the car.
I know. Yeah. It looks so like,
Look at
even
that.
just that, like randomized bugs and
Yeah.
the reflections and like even like the glare on the camera, they had
Yeah.
to replicate like, all right, what type of lens
Right.
would this camera be and like how would it reflect? And
Just
man,
nuts.
that's insane.
So
Oh, the little flame on the back.
yeah.
That's cool.
But
Wow.
anyway, so that was kind of the update there. So that's super exciting. It's not coming out till next year, which is a little difficult, a little disappointing, but maybe we'll have, a sim rig or something set up at that point. But
Yeah.
that
that'd be
being
sweet.
said, I wanted to open it up too. So we're not like huge gamers. Tyler plays a little bit. I've got Forza. But we wanted to know, what do you guys play? And we're always talking about like how we can set up like a car show, how we can connect with everybody more. Maybe this is the way we do it. Maybe we set up like a digital car show, a digital thing. Maybe we can somehow set up a league within one of these games if we have enough people playing. So comment below what game you play, like what racing games you play. And if you want, share your username on there. Everybody can start connecting. We can create a little Third Pedal Podcast group inside there. But let's find it. I've got Forza Horizon 4. But if there's consensus on everybody's using a different game, I'm sure we'll get a different game and we'll make it work. But
we'll make it happen. Is there
Yeah.
is there like a live action play on Horizon, like the free driving one?
Yes.
Or like you can play with other people, talk to other people, that type of stuff.
Yeah, you can set
How
up
cool.
a party, I think, and then you can set up
Okay.
like a league. I think with some of these others, you can set like a I don't know how it works. I'll be honest, don't know how it works completely, but I know there are ways to compete against other people.
Yeah, man, we do
that
some
way.
races. Have you guys race for? I don't know. Like we could do merch discounts. Like
Right.
all
Like we
all
could do a
kinds of
tournament.
stuff.
We could do a whole tournament. We could even do like a post your replays, and then we'll, record your replay or whatever. Even if if you don't have live and you can't get connected or whatever, we're not going to ask you to go out and buy that if you don't want to. But
Right.
if there's some way we could do something like that. But anyway, so comment below. That's the biggest
That's
ask here. Comment below. Let us know which racing games that you play. And if you want, post your username on there if you want other people to connect with you. But let's build a virtual car community. And in Horizon, I'm thinking about it is like you can actually just go hang out in your cars and drive around. We could legitimately host a car show in Forza Horizon.
That's
4.
what I was thinking, dude. Like
So
a
we can just
morning,
all
like cars
park
and
all our
coffee.
cars. Yeah, so everybody like a Saturday
build your
morning.
actual car,
Yes.
if possible. Build your
Yes.
actual car that you
Yeah.
have. we'll do like a virtual Saturday morning, like cars and coffee. We'll all
Yes.
hang out and like talk
Yes.
about our build, what we've done on our
Yes.
car there, and like our real car.
Yeah. So everybody,
That'd be a
like,
blast.
that's the one I've got. That's the one that would be fastest for us to all implement in. So whoever's got Horizon 4, comment that below. But otherwise, let us know what you have. We'll figure out how to do it in that platform too. But I think that would be so rad, dude, just to have like, we could do themed cars and coffees. Like, hey, let's do like Japanese cars and coffee. Now let's do American muscle cars and coffee. Like, it could be that. Customize your car. We'll do drag races after. We can be as reckless as we want because it's pixels. But anyway, thought that was
would
cool.
be that's like a real cars and coffee. You can do like donuts on, and like, we could do like, all right, say the muscle car one, for example, right? And then we do drag racing afterwards. We do like virtual drag racing championships and Forza and stuff like that. That could be a lot of fun.
Or because it's not real, we could say, hey, we're going to do drift cars, but we have to drive them on rally tracks and stuff like that.
Yes.
Just stupid
or who can
stuff.
jump their car the farthest. Like, you got to pick the car that can jump farther. That'd probably be a little more exciting than just straight up drags.
Oh, it'd be sick. We could all like set something up to race to the other side of the map or whatever. Like, there'd be a lot of things we could do. So
do a road rally on there?
Yeah, man. Yeah. We'll do like the gumball rally or whatever with it.
Yep.
Or whatever it's called. Cannonball. Not gumball. I forget what the gumball one is.
Gumball is like the silly one where you get like a crappy car and go across the country, which would also be fun to do in real life.
But anyway, so comment below. I've said it a lot now, but please comment below, message us whatever platform and what game you're using. We could make it happen in Horizon if everybody's got it, but it depends. That's all we got for this week. Sorry, it went a little bit long. But that's the takeaways. Send us messages, send us what you play. And be cool to car people you see at local gas stations, because they're people like us who just want to talk about cool car stuff.
There it is.
But anyway, have a good week. We'll talk to you next one.
Peace.
Peace.